Hi everyone, I am Kieran Campbell, registered dietitian, nutritionist, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the top 3 herbs to support heart health. I'll also fill you in on what the research findings are for each of these herbs and ways that you can include them into your everyday diet or lifestyle. All right, let's get started. Welcome to Heart Health on the Road. If you are new here, I'm Kieran Campbell, registered dietitian and owner of the website Kieran Campbell Nutrition. I love talking about nutrition for heart health and how we can eat better to support our heart health and prevent and prolong the development of heart disease as we get older. If you're interested in heart health or want to learn more about me or my website, go to www.kcampbellnutrition.com and check it out for yourself. Now, let's dive into what you came for. I also want to mention that I have a big surprise for you, which is 4 more herbs and possibly spices to support heart health. I want to also include a little disclaimer, and that is if you have any current health issues or if you are pregnant, please take caution when using any herbal supplements or remedies, including some of the ones that I'm going to be mentioning, because no matter what type of health you are in, you should always discuss any supplements or herbal remedies with your doctor before using them to avoid any complications or side effects or further damage to your health, okay? Additionally, herbs and spices for health benefits are very dose dependent, meaning that the effects of the herb or spice will change when the dose given changes. Okay, so now that we've gotten the disclaimer and all that out of the way, let's get into the herbs for heart health. So first one I want to mention is oregano. Oregano is an herb that is commonly used a lot in Mediterranean cooking, but I also use it a lot when I make Mexican food, burritos, tacos, use it in marinades, and things like that. I use it, put it on my garlic bread. I have a really good recipe for, super simple too, recipe for garlic bread that I will link in the description. But oregano is also used in a lot of Latin American food, in a lot of other countries around the globe. Oregano actually has a component. It's called ursolic acid, which is found in other foods like apple peels, coffee, rosemary, thyme, and hawthorn, which hint is another herb I will get into in a second. But according to the research on ursolic acid may help to slow down the development of cardiovascular diseases, especially the plaque buildup in arteries called atherosclerosis and the scarring of your heart muscle, which is called cardiac fibrosis. And ursolic acid, it may also benefit those with cancer and obesity, diabetes, brain diseases, liver disease, and muscle wasting. So there are limited studies done on humans. Most are done using rats and mice, unfortunately. So with all the studies on oregano and all the other studies, to be honest, more research does need to be done in order to clearly define any of the benefits I will be mentioning. But how can you get more oregano into your diet? Let me run down some of these ways. So you can use oregano when you cook at home. You can use dried oregano, fresh oregano. You can also use oregano in salads and salad dressings, marinades, on pizzas and meats, in pesto, or you can even drink oregano tea. Okay, so that is oregano. And I do want to mention that when you use the dried versus the fresh oregano, dried herbs and spices generally have more antioxidant capabilities, more antioxidant power than the fresh herbs when they're used. So, and plus the dried herbs keep very well. I have a very big, you can just keep them in your spice rack at home and pull them out as needed and sprinkle away. little bit of dried herbs goes a long way. You don't have to use as much of the dried herb as you do the fresh herbs. And it gives it a nice flavor. The next heart healthy herb we'll be talking about is called hawthorn. Hawthorn is known for its powerful antioxidant properties. It contains a large amount of polyphenols, flavonoids, and specific health benefiting acids that improve heart health by lowering your risk for hyperlipidemia and dyslipidemia, which includes lowering your total cholesterol, your LD cholesterol, and triglycerides altogether. Some of the research on hawthorn uses the flowers, the leaves, and the extract of the hawthorn berry, and the actual hawthorn berries themselves. But studies suggest that it can improve blood pressure and reduce chest pain and help decrease your risk of heart failure, particularly in those that already have diabetes. And it may also have neuroprotective capabilities, meaning that research is looking at its ability to protect against conditions like Alzheimer's and depression, which we all know is a quite common condition that affects our society today. So how can we get some more hawthorn in our everyday diets? You can take hawthorn in supplement form. They have hawthorn tea available, or you can add hawthorn powder, berries or leaves, or the flowers to any recipes. Particularly, you can add them to smoothies, shakes, or yogurt. So those are just a few ways you can get some more hawthorn into your diet. The third heart healthy herb is garlic. Garlic is an herb / spice that's been used for centuries to promote heart health. It's a common culinary spice that's used literally in every type of cuisine around the world. And it's amazing in that it has so many different beneficial properties: antioxidant property, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-proliferative, antiviral, antihypertensive, and on and on. In terms of what role garlic plays in heart health specifically, studies suggest that its consumption may help lower blood pressure, prevent blood clots, and lower your cholesterol levels. So how can you get more garlic in your diet? Well, I add garlic to pretty much everything. I incorporate it into recipes using garlic powder. I use a lot of minced garlic. You can use any other type of or form of garlic that you have available to you. You can take garlic extract supplements in capsule form as well. And a lot of the studies, most of the studies on garlic are done using aged garlic extract. So I'm sure if you look up garlic extract, you might find brands like Kyolic. That's a very popular one. But I prefer to just use straight up fresh garlic in my everyday life. Okay, so the third herb / spice is garlic. All right, and if you are still here, we are going to check out those 4 bonus herbs and spices. Those are turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, and berberine. Okay, first up, let's talk about turmeric. Turmeric's another one of those spices, just like garlic, that has multiple benefits to health. This is because turmeric contains a very powerful polyphenol called curcumin. Curcumin has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, and what the research suggests is that turmeric can help reduce your risk of heart disease by improving your blood vessel function and reducing inflammation. It can also reduce your risk for developing metabolic diseases. If those of you who don't know, metabolic disease is a combination of risk factors that includes central obesity, dyslipidemia, high blood sugar levels, high blood pressure, and insulin resistance. And because turmeric is so anti-inflammatory, and it can actually help prevent against atherosclerosis, or that plaque buildup within your arteries that is oftentimes brought on by the inflammatory response. So how can we get more turmeric into our diets? Well, you can add turmeric to your diet by using it as a seasoning in recipes or an ingredient in your marinades. You can take turmeric supplements, or you can even drink turmeric tea. I have on my website 2 very popular recipes that include turmeric, and those are my anti-inflammatory turmeric balls, which I will add somewhere in this video and in the description below. And I have a very popular turmeric coffee recipe that is really popular on YouTube, and I will link that one as well. So check those out. Let me know what you think. I would love to get your opinion. And yep, those are just a few ways that you can add turmeric into your everyday life just to get those anti-inflammatory benefits. So next up, let's talk about ginger. Ginger is an herb, and some people also call it a spice. It has powerful, again, anti-inflammatory properties. I think we're seeing a common theme here. Research suggests that ginger can help lower your cholesterol levels, including your total cholesterol, that lousy LDL cholesterol, and triglycerides. It can help lower your blood pressure by reducing inflammation and improve overall blood vessel function. So, ways we can get more ginger into our diet. Ginger can be added into recipes again, like marinades, sauces, stir fries, soup. You can drink ginger tea, which is really good for your stomach if your stomach is upset or you're nauseous. Or you can take ginger supplements. And number 3, we're going to talk about cinnamon. Cinnamon is a spice, not an herb, that has been found to have many, many health benefits, including improving heart health. What studies show on cinnamon is that it can help reduce blood pressure, lower your cholesterol, and improve blood sugar control. You may have heard about the blood sugar control thing. I know a lot of my patients ask me questions about taking cinnamon supplements to help lower their blood sugars if they're diabetic. I have one patient who regularly adds it to his coffee. He puts it right into the coffee filter with his coffee grinds and brews his coffee that way, which I thought was really cool. I have since tried adding cinnamon to coffee. It doesn't mix very well if you sprinkle it on after you brew your coffee, but maybe if I do what he does and put it actually in my coffee filter, it would work a little better. You would get that cinnamon flavor and it would mix very well. But that's one way. How else can you get cinnamon in your diet? You can add cinnamon by using it as seasonings or added to especially baked goods recipes like cakes, cookies, pies. I love adding it to my oatmeal in the morning. You can add cinnamon to smoothies, or you can take cinnamon in capsule form as a supplement. Okay, and the very last bonus herb we will be talking about is berberine. Berberine is actually a compound that's extracted from specific plants like barberry, golden seal, tree turmeric, Oregon grape, prickly poppy, and Californian poppy plants. So what studies show on berberine is that it can benefit individuals with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and it may reduce inflammation and improve cholesterol levels and overall vascular function, even in patients that already have an established diagnosis of cardiovascular disease. So that's really, really cool. Really promising herb is berberine. Maybe you've already heard of berberine in supplement form. It's not usually anything you can just buy at the grocery store. It's usually available in supplements. That is the main way I would recommend taking it if you plan to, or if you're thinking about it. Another way you can get berberine is in tea. Okay, so in summary, all of these herbs and spices, especially in dried form compared to fresh herbs and spices, have an abundance of polyphenols that act on our inflammatory pathways and our immune responses to help prevent or improve not only cardiovascular issues but other conditions like neuropathy, diabetes, polycystic ovarian syndrome, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and more. So do your research. Most of the benefits come from, of course, the anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties of these herbs and spices. I know I use herbs every day when I cook for my family. I highly encourage you and my patients to use herbs and spices to add a ton of flavor and excitement to any of your recipes without adding excess sodium. I've researched herbs in supplement form, but I don't currently take any herbal supplements. And again, if that's something that you're interested in, please talk to your physician before you start any herbal supplements or even teas, because if you're taking certain medications, there are certain herbs that you may need to stay away from. And again, depending on the dose as well, your effects might be greater or lesser than someone else's. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you listening and tuning in, and I will be back next time with another Heart Health on the Road.